Welcome to the fish tank.
Hey everybody, Fishman here. Welcome to this week's bonus video. At the end of it, I will be doing the draw for the 6K subs giveaway. But before I get to that, I want to correct yesterday's video. This is the Diatom filter I had made with the extra hole to deliver the carbon. I won't be using that. I'm going to be using the one I had made before with the 2 holes, and I'm going to make a much simpler delivery system. And that's going to involve this piece of Delrin and the same size of acrylic I was using to build the more complicated version. Don't worry about the Diatom filter I built for yesterday's video. It actually, I thought of a great idea for it, and it'll be showing quite prominently in next week's video. And at the end, I'm going to do a draw, and because I'm getting kind of tired of always having to cut up names and stuff, and dice don't really work that well, I'm going to cut up a whole pile of numbers, basically the number of numbers that there are in the draw, and then I'm going to put them in a container and shuffle all those together and draw a number, and then just scan down the list of comments until I get to that number. It's simple, straightforward, hopefully, and the nice thing about it is reusable. I just keep using the numbers. I'll throw that number back in, and then when we get to any other draw, I will just pull another number. And of course, if I end up with more comments, I'll just add a few extra. So this is going to be my simple solution to yesterday's video. It is going to be just an acrylic cage. It's the same diameter, and it has actually the same everything. I'm just going to drill a bunch of 1/4-inch holes in it, and there you go. And then I'm going to machine 2 Delrin pieces to fit on either end, and of course one of them is going to be bushing to fit the the 1/2-inch piping. So there it is. It's neat and simple, and of course this is all I needed to do in the first place. Yesterday's video could have been just me taking the Diatom filter and machining this and putting it on and putting carbon in it and making it work, but hey, live and learn. So it's actually quite simple. All you do is pop off the top and fill it up with carbon. The carbon, for the most part, is larger in size of the granules than the holes, and most of it will stay in the container. The water will come in through that pipe, and it will wash over the charcoal carbon, and then there you go. It'll just go in and do the rest of the stuff it normally does. The holes are all large enough, the granular size of the carbon is all large enough that the Diatom powder should just flow right through this and get trapped in the mesh, and it should work just perfectly fine. So here you go. We're going to plug this all in, and one thing you may have noticed as we've been going along this video, I decided to use my camera to film the whole thing. So I apologize for any of the shakiness because I haven't built a tripod or a bracket to hold it yet, but I wanted to try filming all the way through just to see how the editing would work and all that sort of stuff, and also just to check out the clarity, just as a comparison for like a whole video instead of just a single piece. So here we go. Plugged it in, turned it on, and you'll notice that there's a lot of fine bubbles that come out when you put carbon in water. Actually, I should say fine bubbles come out of carbon, like a little bit of fizzing, if you have good quality carbon. If you put your carbon in the water and nothing happens, it's of no value. Don't even bother using it. So here I'm going to put the Diatom powder in. So far, just like it percolates through quite nicely. I can't really see anything yet, but once that all fills up, I will do another shot here. And there you go. It's flowing. You can see the water churning through the container here. I'll lift up the gates now and let that draw in water from the tank, and it'll filter the water. And see, most of the carbon stayed in there, which is nice. The ones that get in the bottom is no big deal. And now this will, like I said, it will percolate for a little while. I added a little bit more in the way of algae into the tank because I wanted to filter out something, but I didn't add a whole lot. I just wanted a little bit, so it's kind of like just a dirty tank and that way the carbon will have longer to work, and hopefully I'll see some kind of difference. But this is just, again, just a test to get this all running. At some point in the future I will obviously try and do some sort of chemical tests on whether or not this is actually doing anything significant, like put some driftwood in there and see if it removes its color, that sort of stuff. But here you go, it's removing the algae quite nicely. The carbon doesn't seem to be inhibiting with that, and I'll let this run. Obviously this is going to take a little while longer than I have today, because it's, you can see it's still flowing there. I'm going to run this until it stops flowing, and then I might do another update on that. We'll see how that goes. So here, my fingers are numb. I cut up all those pieces. I folded them all up. It was getting rather rough by the end of it there, but I'll do a draw. And while I'm doing the shaking, I would like to thank everyone ever so much for supporting the channel and liking my videos and commenting and all that stuff. It's been absolutely wonderful. I couldn't be more pleased, and hopefully this will all continue, and I'm going to keep going on doing draws every 1,000 until either it gets, I can't afford it or something. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So there we go. This is the winner. This is one part I really didn't think through. One hand's holding the camera. My tired fingers are holding the piece of paper. And I'm going to have to unwrap this. Yeah, I also got to cut my finger there. The funny thing is, I can count in the last, 3 or 4 decades how many times I've cut my fingers or hands or whatever on glass. It's a small number, but on plastic, all the time. It's just weird. So there you go, number 14 wins, whoever that is. And the other neat thing about this process, there's another aspect of the randomization. Every time I click on the page for where the comments are, they're always in a different order, so that's adding yet another one. So there we go. We're going to count down. There's 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry. 1, 2. I forgot. I lost count. Anyway, we're going to get to 14 here. I'm pretty sure I counted right the first time. I may not have. If I didn't, my bad. But Joe Mignon, you win. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this style of video, please like and or subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.